In a world of competition, power-seeking, and the challenge of having to be better than one another, the INFJ isn't interested in proving themselves to anyone but themselves. Test an INFJ and you'll learn the hard way that their natural gifts don't allow for ego-boosting or power-tripping, or watch today's video and avoid being embarrassed by the INFJ's mysterious ways. Welcome back, Psych-o. Before we get into it, have you liked and subscribed to our channel? Go ahead, we'll wait for you. Be sure to click the notification bell while you're there so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into it, starting with number 1. They will remove the power from the situation. When people feel the need to test other people's limits, there's usually some aspect of underlying power that is desired. For example, narcissists test the manipulation potential of their victims before they fully invest their narcissistic ways upon the relationship to ensure they won't be challenged. For the INFJ, who has always relied on studying human behavior in order to navigate in life, they can easily recognize unideal behaviors in others. While they may give power-seeking individuals the benefit of the doubt, INFJs don't tolerate people that intentionally interfere with their hard-earned harmony they're so passionate about maintaining. Whether it's relationships, work environments, or even family dynamics, when INFJs realize the ulterior motives of people, it removes the power that the beholder is so convinced they have over the INFJ. While this sensitive type may play into mind games, they can easily stand their ground should they be pushed past their limits. Number 2. They'll find your weakness. When an unhealthy INFJ is tested in particular, they may turn to using their innate abilities of reading others as an unfair advantage. Through MBTI research, it is said time and time again that when you think you know an INFJ, you can be almost certain they know you on a deeper level. So while some people think that using the nurturing nature of the INFJ to test them is a good idea, they may reach into the bag of intuitive finds to pull out something that really makes the provoker think otherwise. Although even the darkest of INFJs usually don't want to hurt others, they may mention things surrounding a sensitive topic with the hopes that the other person re-evaluating the decision of testing the INFJ. Subtle remarks and deep-seated questions is often how the INFJ casually communicates that there is much more to them than just kindness. Number 3. They may unexpectedly lash out. The INFJ personality type is certainly equipped to put up with a certain level of negativity in their lives, but everyone comes with a breaking point. Normally kind, caring, and empathetic, when the INFJ is provoked time and time again, there's no telling when that breaking point may be. While they don't always give much verbal warning beforehand, the INFJ will definitely make it apparent that they're unimpressed before they resort to a full-blown outlash. Luckily, these are pretty rare and would have to be triggered by something seriously detrimental to their emotional and mental well-being. As a matter of fact, this lashing out behavior can be considered as a defense mechanism, designed to keep the INFJ's sensitive intuition and feelings away from burnout. Number 4. They will demonstrate their silent treatment expertise. Depending on who is testing the INFJ and how, they may resort to building their walls even higher, to the point of no entry. Utilizing the classic fight or flight response, the INFJ either becomes enraged enough to outlash or disappointed enough to step back for good. The thing with the INFJ and the silent treatment is that they don't use it to punish the provoker, but instead use it in place of an outlash. This is what makes them such an expert, because once they've resorted to the silent treatment, it's nearly impossible to get them back to where you once had them. Sometimes the silent treatment is done intentionally to let someone know that they're upset, yet other times it's simply because the INFJ really needs space and time to recharge. And this is when the INFJs walk away and rarely look back, which is why they're notorious for the famous INFJ door slam. They will shut down and retreat inwards in order to avoid dealing with the conflict. Number 5. They instantly revoke their INFJ benefits. INFJs aren't referred to as advocates and counselors for nothing. Their unmatched listening skills and caring nature allows them to be some of the most understanding people on the planet. When these INFJ strengths are taken for granted, however, they will be the first thing to be revoked from the connection. In fact, it isn't exactly easy or effortless for the INFJ to absorb the feelings of others day in and day out. With a short social battery life and a need to deeply ruminate about their thoughts, giving other people care and love may be one of the most exhausting aspects for this rare type, and so they need to be picky with where they donate their time. Not just anyone deserves an INFJ kindness, and testing them is a sure way to end your subscription to these benefits. Number 6. They will use doubt to fuel their passions. The INFJ personality type may be known for taking offense to criticism, but that doesn't mean that they don't take them as a lesson. INFJs are known to opt for more unorthodox interests and lifestyle, yet it doesn't come easy. As a matter of fact, this type, more than most, are familiar with being questioned for their decisions, looked down upon for their life choices, envied for their strengths, and even challenged on their beliefs. And so, INFJs eventually learn to use these tests as fuel to excel. They may be considered overly sensitive, unrealistic dreamers, and out of touch with reality, but with class and composure. This driven type will constantly prove people's assumptions wrong in life, using their intuition as their main guides and other negative opinions as their power. Number 7. They'll refuse to care. Go ahead and challenge an INFJ to do something that doesn't interest them. Just know you'll be wasting your time. When INFJs are pushed towards a goal, a dream, or a life change that doesn't sit well with them, it's almost impossible to convince them otherwise. INFJs have deep-rooted morals and values and a strong intuition that allows them to make the best decisions for themselves. So, in other words, you can't really make an INFJ care about something that they simply don't care about. For example, if they don't want to compete for the top position at work, they won't try just because other people think it's the best thing for them. INFJs mind their own business and don't feel the need to prove their worthiness through unhealthy competition. Number 8. They will humbly prove you wrong. INFJs are tested at every point in their lives. They may seem too quiet for a social position, too intuitive for a corporate setting, too out of the box for traditional school settings, too off for certain friendships, and the list goes on. For the INFJ to make it anywhere in this physical reality, they end up proving a lot of people wrong. The funny thing is that when an INFJ is tested or challenged on their capabilities, they usually take it as a chance to humbly prove themselves to others. They're quick learners and natural intuitives, which gives them the advantage of excelling in a number of hobbies, even at their first go. For example, people may argue with an INFJ's intuitive findings only to realize that they actually have great points to back up their reasoning. And number 9, they instantly crush ego. With proving people wrong comes a great challenge to the ego. Being one of the most targeted personality types amongst narcissists, on the outside the INFJ seems like a great candidate for being manipulated and taken advantage of. With a reserved and quiet essence, people may pick at the INFJ to watch them squirm and attempt to prove themselves for their own enjoyment. But they realize soon enough that that's not the case. When INFJs humbly prove others wrong, some things happen within that other person, a realization that's long overdue. Their seemingly powerful ego wilts in a matter of minutes, leaving the provoker feeling embarrassed and shocked. They make such an impact that the provoker ends up questioning themselves before testing other people with similar demeanors. In fact, a simple challenge to the INFJ can change someone's entire perspective on the capabilities of introverts and intuitives. Well, that's it for today, Psychos. So if you're an INFJ, what's your first instinct when being tested? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more Psycho videos.